Hello everyone. Welcome to the solution of LeetCode problem 13 named Roman to integer. In this problem, we are given a Roman number and we have to convert it to the integer. Now, the Roman numerals are represented by 7 different symbols, which is I, V, X, L, C, D, and M. So here, the symbol I represents value 1. The symbol V represents value 5. Similarly, the symbol M represents the value 100, 1000. Now, for example, 2 is written as II in Roman numeral. Just 2, 1 added together. And 12 is written as XII, which is simply X plus 2Y. That means 10 plus 2, which is 12. And the number 27 is written as XXVII, where XX represents 20, V represents 5, and 2Y represents 2, which sum up to 27. Now here, this is the most important things. Roman numerals are usually written largest to smallest from left to right. However, the numeral for 4 is not 4I. Instead, the number 4 is written as IV because the 1 is before the 5, we subtract it, making 4. That means the value of V is 5 and the value of I is 1. So 1 is less than 5. So their numeral is 5 minus 1, which is 4. The same principle applies for the number 9, which is written as IX. Here X is 10, I is 1. So 10 minus 1 is 9. There are 6 instances where subtraction is used. It is I can be placed before V, X can be placed before L, C can be placed before D. So here we are given a Roman numeral and we have to convert it to the integer. In the first example, we can see that this III is represented by 3, so we have to return 3. And this LVII represents 58, we have to return 58. Now, this MCM XCIV represents 1994, so we have to return 1994. Now, I hope you understood the problem statement. Now, let's see how can we solve this problem. Now, to solve this problem, we have taken the last example, which is MCM XCIV. So here, to solve this problem, at first we have to use a map where we will map the value I with 1, the value V with 5, the value X with 10, the value L will 50, the value C will 100, the value D will 500, and the value M will be 1000. Okay. Now, let's see how can you solve this problem. At first, take a variable. Suppose it is result and initialize the result with the value of the last character of the input string. So last character is V. So the value of V is 5. So the result value here is 5. Now the iteration of this element V is over. Now for the next element 1 or I, we have to check whether the value of I is less than the value of V or not. Here we can see that the value of I is less than the value V, which is 1 is less than 5. So we have to apply -1 or subtract it. Now we are in this element C. Here definitely the value of C is greater than the value of I. That means 100 is greater than 1. So we have to add 100. Similarly, for this element X, the value is 10 and the previous element is 100. So 10 is less than 100. So we have to apply -10 here. Now for this element M, the value is 1000 and the previous element is x, which is 10. So 1000 is greater than 10. So we have to add 1000 here. Now, for this element c, the value of c is 100, which is greater than or which is less than 1000, the value of n. That's why we have to subtract 100 here. Now, the value of m, which is 1000, which is definitely greater than the value of c, which is 100. So we have to apply summation of 1000 here. Now, if we add all of this value, we will find 1994. So here the algorithm is pretty simple. We have to iterate each of the element from left to right, and if the current iteration value is greater than the previous element, we have to simply add it. Otherwise, we have to simply subtract it. Finally, we have to return the result. I hope you understood the algorithm. Now let's move on to the code. In this problem, the code is pretty simple. At first, we are given a function named Roman to integers. Here, we are initializing a map. Now, the summation variable will be initialized, the last value of this string, and we are running a loop backward from second last value to the first element. And if the current element value is greater than the previous element, we have to simply add it. Otherwise, we have to simply subtract it. Finally, we have to return the result. I hope you understood the code. Thank you everyone for watching this video. We will get back soon with another LeetCode solution.